Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and let's take a look at Blissey. So a lot of people will see Chansey as the stronger of the two because of that Eviolite boost. However, after running some damage calcs and looking at Blissey's potential, I've realized that Blissey only takes about 25 to 30% more damage. Now, while this may sound like a lot, not a lot of Pokemon are going to full one-hit KO you, and it's going to be a lot of 2 and 3-hit KOs, and even 4-hit KOs from there. So when you start breaking up those amounts of damages, you can actually start comparing Blissey to Chansey very similarly, that physically Chansey does have the edge, but as a mixed tank or a more special defense oriented tank, Blissey does have the edge with leftovers over the course of 2 to 3 turns, and if it's any longer than that, Blissey has the full advantage in 4 to 5 turns of leftovers in almost every situation. So that's just a quick rundown of what Blissey can do. Also, Blissey has item options, which means that I can see it having a lot of cool gimmick potential in doubles. Now, one of my favorite gimmicks was Breloom with Blissey. That what you do is you run Skill Swap on Blissey, Skill Swap Breloom, take its Poison Heal. Now you have a Poison Heal Blissey with that Toxic Orb, and Breloom has Serene Grace. You use Endure on Breloom, you get your Salac Berry proc, Rock Slide for 60% flinch, and that's crazy. Speaking of 60% flinch, we also have Dugtrio. I mean, it's going to be a fast Pokemon that can throw out Rock Slide. You give it Serene Grace, 60% chance on both Pokemon. I think it can be pretty cool with Skill Swap. Now, with this strategy, and all the strategies I'm going to mention, except for the Toxic Orb, you can kind of mix and match. That if you want to use a Chansey strategy from the last video in singles, you can use a Blissey instead. But if you also want to use a Chansey in doubles, you can use one of these Blissey strategies for doubles as well. I'm just trying to make the note that with leftovers, and if you start getting other support like Reflect, Light Screen, and you give more durability into Blissey, Chansey starts becoming a lower option because leftovers ends up giving it more effective health through the healing of roughly 7% per turn, and it does add up over the course of a couple turns. So looking at Blissey slash Chansey, but gonna call us some props to Blissey, still a very strong, respectable Pokemon that should see some play. We have Healer Blissey for doubles. So I was thinking Heal Pulse, Thunder Wave, Helping Hand, Seismic Toss. That throws out the Disruption in the form of Thunder Wave. It uses Heal Pulse and Helping Hand to boost the ally, and Seismic Toss to round out damage. Having the Healer ability, pretty awesome. 30% chance of curing an ally's status at the end of the turn. Nice to hold on to. Again, we'll see the leftovers here. And pretty much all the sets are going to have the same EV spread as this. As well as, the problem here is that with leftovers, you kind of want to make the hit points divisible by 16. That way you get a full restore on the leftovers. But with Blissey's HP spread, if you invest too much, you start to lose out on other defenses and effective health, to where it doesn't really matter for the 1 extra hit point at the end of the turn kind of idea. So while it is more effective, you don't get as much back from it in a way. Now, these are some other moves you can use on Blissey. What I was thinking here is that with Blizzard, you have a lot of opportunities with Serene Grace to just kind of, maybe even go for a Hail team that you can set up Hail, use Blizzard, try to have that 20% followed by 10% to freeze with all that cool bonuses and damage coming out. Just a nice little hacksy thing that you could try to do. Rock Slide, you have that 60% chance to flinch. So again, this kind of brings up the option that if you can go with Trick Room onto Blissey, that could be ridiculous. That now you have this Pokemon that's using pretty much speed priority to throw out Rock Slide really fast and just be a huge annoyance. And then also, whoop, wrong one, Snatch. Snatch is an insane move. I see this as kind of the anti-prankster, that while it won't really stop Will-O-Wisp and targeted moves like Swagger, it can steal Safeguard, Light Screen, Reflect, any form of recovery. If it's a Murkrow, you could steal Feather Dance. So I could see Snatch also, if the opponent's trying to stat up and they're doing something crazy like Dragon Dance, or whatever stat up move they want to use, you could just use Snatch and kind of wreck their day and just try to be an annoyance with that. I could see that really it's going to be Snatch or where's the other move? Skill Swap, Psych Up, whatever moves like that you want to use, because since it does have Copycat and Psych Up. So overall, Blissey can be kind of insane. If you want to run it on this crazy end as well, you can either put one of these moves into a strategy, or you can just try to revamp the entire strategy around it, because Serene Grace is incredibly powerful in doubles. Blissey also gets Copycat. Now, in double battles, I feel that you could play Copycat very well. You make sure that Blissey is slightly slower than the other Pokemon, and you can take a move to use for your own. Now, while no moves really popped into my head, because I was thinking, well, you can already use other moves like Secret Power, Blizzard, Rock Slide for yourself, there might be some crazy potential that I'm not looking into here, Pokemon using Stockpile, a Pokemon using Iron Defense, a Pokemon that is boosting in some kind of way. Blissey can also copycat that, take it for itself, and it's good to go from there. Also, Blissey and Chansey, they have Psych Up. Shenanigans, like, you can have Copycat, you can have Psych Up, or you could have Snatch if you kind of want to play that kind of tricky status game. And with that, you know, you can play the Serene Grace hacks, you can play for Healer, you can play some kind of skill swap shenanigans, and I see it working with Breloom or Poison Heal Pokemon. Also, if you think about it, Blissey and Chansey do have great support with Prankster, or just Will-O-Wisp Pokemon in general. That, you know, Sableye would be good next to a Blissey. Just kind of set up and disrupt your opponent, that you're weakening them offensively, so Blissey is going to have a field day for its special defense and its regular defense on that setup, and then it's going to be good from there. So, Blissey for doubles. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a nice day.